no paint, no face paint in this video. I want to stick to my usual character and not get in too much of the character as of right now. So, the good old Crow remake. I'll call it a remake because it actually pretty much is a remake.
Yeah, this is some birds.
So, the Crow remake. Where do I even start? Well, let's start with The Crow 2024. Let's start with, well, Rotten Tomatoes. Let's start with them. 22% on the critic score, Rotten, and 65% on the audience score. Yeah. Well, it's Rotten Tomatoes, so either way.
Yes, you are right. You are definitely right. You are right. You are so right.
But either way, how did it do good at the box office? Gee, how did it do good at the box office? Let's just see. I'll go to IMDb, and let's just go to where it says box office. And to quote Bart Simpson, "Ay caramba!" The damn thing didn't make a dent! Well...
Yes, you are right. You are definitely right. You are...
Well,
yes, you are
that's
right.
What I'm here
You are
to talk
so
about
right.
Today. Why did the Crow remake failed? Why did it bomb at the box office? Or why didn't everybody care about the Crow remake? Why doesn't anybody care? Now, of course, I could... well, do the obvious. Praise the first Crow movie, but you know, I think it's kind of obvious. We know why. We just know why. Come on, we know why. It's not the fact that it's a remake. Well, yeah, it is that. But all I can just tell you is you can't do something that was made 30-something years ago and decide to do a remake of that and try to modernize it. Now, what... Okay, it's getting hot in here. Now, why is it, you know, doing a Crow reboot, you know, or remake, even going to help the whole entire situation? Well, let's just take something like The Crow. Do you know anybody, any normal person of today who knows what The Crow is? Do you? Do you go to your friends, you say, hey, you want to see a remake of The Crow? They'll be like, what's The Crow? Yeah, I know you can probably come across people who are like, what is The Crow? Is that like a horror movie, or is that some type of, you know, bioflick of a bird or something like that? Yeah, you're going to come across people who you're going to say to yourselves, they don't really know The Crow that much. They don't know the James O'Barr, you know, comic book, you know, and when you say The Crow, and they're going to obviously say one thing. Oh, Brendan Lee, the guy who died, you know, playing The Crow back in 1993. Sorry. Yeah. But that's what most people would basically say. They were like, well, I mean, I enjoyed watching the first one. The first one's good, but I mean, I don't really love the first one, to be honest. I don't think it's the greatest thing of all time. Yeah, I'm only talking about how certain people would think about The Crow. Think about when they think of The Crow, they're like, what's the first thing that comes to mind? They're like, oh, that movie from the 90s that, you know, that was a hit during the time. Yeah, guys, not everybody knows what The Crow is. Not every Gen Z or millennial knows or even remembers what The Crow even was. Now you're gonna have to ask us Generation X kids or Generation X people during the time about what The Crow is, and anyways, I mean, that's what's basically it. So like I said, not everybody knows what the Crow is. Not everybody. But doing a remake of something that not everybody knows about. Now, take for a good example, Spider-Man. Everybody knows what Spider-Man is. You know, there's been a lot of, TV shows of Spider-Man, cartoon TV shows. You're like, oh, Spider-Man. Guy with the mask, who looks almost like a spider, basically. But yeah, you are gonna get some people who would look at them very weird and say, "You don't know what Spider-Man is? What the hell is wrong with you?" Yeah, something like Spider-Man you could make in any other film. Now, yeah, Tobey Maguire, Andrew Garfield, Tom Holland. The voice actor who voices Miles Morales. Spider-Man is a global, noticeable American, superhero, basically. But yeah, people would say, Spider-Man, I know who that is. Peter Parker, born in Queens, has powers like a spider. Yeah. But something like The Crow, you can't do for most modern audience, because one thing, there hasn't been a Crow movie since 2005. Yeah. There hasn't been a Crow movie since 2005, and you're gonna bring back something that not everybody knows. You have not done several movies in Hollywood, basically. But you know what it's like? It's like this one movie from the 90s, which we know they can't make anymore. It doesn't really... I'm just gonna come out and say it. Problem Child. Yeah, the Problem Child franchise, or if you dare to want to call it a franchise. Something like this. Do you remember it? No. Do you remember who was in it? Well, yeah, but we haven't seen them in a while. And yeah, you're going to come across people who are like, what the hell is Problem Child? What the hell was this? Yeah, if you weren't around during the 90s, stuff like Home Alone and just, I guess, the Dennis and the Menace movie, and along with this, Troublemaking Kids, this was a thing during the 90s. Now, can you still bring it back? Those you have seen my video on Home Alone 6 or Sweet Home Alone, you would know that, yeah, you can't bring that back again. But what's my point? Well, here's the thing. If you want it to be a Crow movie that could stand on its own, be its own thing, here's the obvious thing I think I might as well say and get off my chest. Maybe not bring in Eric Draven's character, or the character Eric Draven, or Shelley Webster. Oh yeah, if you just want to bring those two back, yeah. But here's the thing. You gotta make the Eric Draven that we've known in the comic books, in the James O'Barr comic books, to be in the form that he's mostly known for. Now, giving him the haircut, the bizarre looking haircut you gave Bill Skarsgård, and the tattoos, it's like, yes. Okay, yes. That sounds like a different Crow. And not having, doing the face paint in a different sort of fashion. Yeah. But here's the thing. That's not the Eric Draven we've known. Eric Draven never had tattoos. Now I can understand you want to do a reimagining of that character. I can understand that. But I'm sorry to tell you this. This is not the way how you do this with certain other characters. So pretty much you say, but hey, why can't they do other reimaginings of the Joker? Well, that's the thing. The Joker is, well, a character who has several other versions of him in the comic books. We have the Cesar Romero Joker. We have the Joker in the comic books. We have Jack Nicholson's Joker. We have Heath Ledger's Joker. We have Mark Hamill's Joker. We have Jared Leto's Joker, unfortunately. We have Joaquin Phoenix's Joker. Now you start probably saying, yeah, why do they get their own? Why are people more accepting to those than they are to, a new Crow actor playing Eric Draven? Here's the thing. Something like the Joker, you can do several parts of your own way. Because the Joker is a more noticeable character in noticeable comic books in the Joker lore, basically. Something like the Crow, it's just going to lead people saying, so you called him Eric Draven, or just Eric, basically, and you don't even make him look exactly like how Brendan Lee's Crow used to look like. Now, yes, I can understand you wanted to do a different spin for Eric Draven, but that's the thing. If you want to give a different spin to a character, maybe have him be called something else. And yes, now Alex Proyas, the original director of the first Crow movie. Now, yes, I know some people might not agree to the way how he's been shitting on this movie. Yeah, well, why? Because the first Crow movie was to honor Brendan Lee. Just like how The Dark Knight was to honor Heath Ledger's Joker, or Heath Ledger in general. And that's the reason why they had to do something different in the other Jokers after Heath Ledger. Now, I know there's other Jokers, there's been several Jokers over the years, but that's the thing. You can't... Now, here's the reason why Heath Ledger's Joker couldn't copy Jack Nicholson's Joker, because people are going to think, oh, he's copying Jack Nicholson's Joker, so he's not too original. But yes, doing something like Heath Ledger's Joker is something you can understand. You want to do a completely different Joker that's completely different, but not being a carbon copy of something like, with Jack Nicholson's Joker. Now, if you did your own Crow, there might not be any issue. If you just stuck with the original title, this film was originally going to be called The Crow Reborn, that might be a better way than just it being a reboot. Now, it would have been exactly like how Star Trek, the J.J. Abrams Star Trek, was still in the Star Trek lore with, Leonard Nimoy as Spock. And also, the whole thing with Star Trek, we know Chris Pine is a different James T. Kirk. So what's my point? If you just called the Crow in this film a different other name, have him be a completely different other character, if you took the name Eric and Shelley out of the picture, you would have gotten a much more different film. Now, would it do good at the box office? I don't know. If you just changed the name Eric and Shelley, and gave them two different other characters' names, and be two spin-off characters who you want to call it a reboot, you could have done it like that. But that's all I can basically say. So I said a mouthful. But either way, I'm sad that the Crow remake didn't do so well. That bad. Really? That bad. Either way, will there ever be another Crow movie after this? No. I'm sorry. That's the best thing I can say is just no. 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 But either way, that's all I can basically say. So all I can say is I don't hate this movie that much. I did enjoy it. I did enjoy the gory scenes. But yes, that's all I enjoyed. I did enjoy that they tried to do something a little different. But, sorry. I'm not going to say you should have done better. But one thing I can say, well, nice try. So that ends today's video, and don't worry, my special edition version of The Star Rider, I'm talking about this film I did back in 2016, will be getting its release somewhere around this month. So don't worry, it's a completely different thing I did before. So don't worry, it's not the same thing I've released 2 times already. So either way, that ends today's video. Vertical Spy, outro.
Yo, Steve Bloom here, voice of Spike Spiegel. Remember to subscribe and get vertical.